Welcome, my friend, to another Technical Tuesday, and today we're going to French slice an onion, a very common way to slice an onion and is particularly applicable to French onion soup. So let's begin around the corner. Welcome back, my friend, and now we're going to do a French slice on an onion. But to begin, I'm going to take my knife. Now, I want to lightly test it. Obviously, I'm not sliding it. I'm just kind of plucking it. The knife is very sharp. But the standard practice that you should get into is when you pull your knife out of wherever you store it. I keep mine in a knife roll. You use a honing steel to hone it. This does, by the way, I'm going to do a video on sharpening a knife. This does not sharpen the knife. This merely hones it. It puts the edge back together. Sharpening it, actually putting it on a stone, and sharpening removes metal. This only, okay, real quickly. You start out with an edge that looks like this, and over time, it develops little burrs. So something like that. A honing steel pushes those burrs back closer to, not completely, to an edge, thus sharpening it, right? Not really sharpening. Honing the stone, the Arkansas stone, you put it on, will actually remove metal to create an edge that you can use again. So you hone daily, you sharpen monthly. It depends on how much you're using your knife. It could be every 6 months. Listen, I'm pontificating, chasing a rabbit. We'll talk about that on the knife sharpening video. But to hone it, don't start out doing this, right? Yes, those that are masters of this, butchers who use knives for hours every day, they have learned how to hold it correctly. But most people who do this on TV and YouTube, this is for show, not for dough, right? You put for dough, but you drive for show. Or is it drive for show, you put for dough? This is the way that I do it. This is a way, not the way, but this is a way that works very well for me. So I put it down and I stabilize it. Now, I'm actually going to grab my other wireless microphone here, and I hope you can I'm going to capture the sound that I'm going to tell you about. So I sharpen my knives at approximately a 15-degree angle, right? And I want to hone them at that angle. So you hear that's flat on flat. There is no honing going on right there. And it makes a different sound. But when you hold it and it is at that angle and you're on edge, honing that edge, you hear that? You hear that? That is the sound that I'm looking for, and that helps me know that I am exactly where I need to be honing this knife. I'm going to set that down. Actually, I'm going to turn it off. There we go. So now I'm going to hone my knife to begin with. So what do? We pull it out, and we hone before we do anything. The same amount on each side. Then I check. That was 10 strokes on each side. I check. This is pretty sharp. I'm going to leave it at that. Now I'm going to do it 10 more. You hone before you use it, and depending on what you're cutting and how long you're using it during your prep, you may hone it off and on throughout the day. Butchers, you'll see, pick up their honing steel, and they're honing their knives frequently because they're cutting sometimes against bone, sometimes against connective tissue or cartilage. Those things will take the edge off the blade or make the blade dull. And so you'll see them sharpening. So you'll see them honing on a regular basis. The last time you hone for the day is after you've washed and thoroughly dried your knife. I hone it, and I recommend you do the same. Hone it one last time before you put it away for storage. I put mine in a knife roll. You may have a knife block. Whatever you have, hone it one last time. So I'm going to do another honing just to make sure we have a super sharp edge on that. Now you notice I'm dragging so that it comes all the way from the heel to the tip, heel to tip, okay? I do not want a part of the blade that hasn't been honed. So now we're just going to get into cleaning our onion up. And first thing I'm going to do is cut this thing in half. We always go for flat surfaces. And then I'm going to peel it. I'm not going to keep you here for that. When I bring you back, though, I'm going to show you overhead how I French slice an onion. And we'll start up then. So I'll see you around the corner. Okay, now here we go. So now I've peeled the onion, but typically when you will do any kind of dice of an onion, you'll take just the blossom end off like that. But when you French slice an onion, you'll want to go ahead and take both off. Hopefully that'll become apparent why when we start. Now when you throw away your food scraps, please don't put them in the trash. Compost those bad boys. There's enough food waste creating methane in landfills. That's my story. I'll delve into that on another video. So now what you're doing is to create a French slice, you're just coming, see normally on a dice, you see how the rings are, you're going to come across, these are the grain. The grain runs this way, see those lines? And so like meat, you would cut across the grain to dice. But a French slice, you're slicing with the grain. And so in slow motion, it looks something like that. Then as you get better, you speed it up. And I am in no way the fastest person on the planet. I'm not Martin Chan, but this is how you do it faster. And then as you get closer, you slow down and get that. All right, now we're going to do the other half. All right, and we have French sliced an onion. There you have it. We're going to finish this up and get started on the next. So there you go, French slicing onion. So that's how you French slice an onion. So thank you for being with me on this Technical Tuesday. And until next time, remember this: a day in the kitchen beats a day of working any day. We'll see you then.